Hello everyone. Hello beautiful podcast family of Mom Ziba Talks. How you doing this very time? Your well-being is my priority because without you, I would not have the encouragement to be doing what I do. Okay, so hope you're doing very, very well today because it's exciting over here, and that is why I'm bringing to you this particular topic so that we could talk about this. It's a very, very delicate topic. It's a topic that is of utmost concern to virtually everyone who it may concern. To people in a relationship, to people who are single, to people who are aspiring to be married someday or very soon, and to people in a marriage. So today, if this is your first time of joining Mom Ziba Talks, I am welcome you, darling, to this wonderful and pretty home. This is a place where we'll talk about likely relationship issues, family perspectives, and also we also share more light on health and fitness and a little bit of social media classes on how you can grow your business via online. And that is so because Mom Ziba is a well-seasoned social media consultant. So thank you so much for joining me today again. If you're a returning listener and if this is your first time, you're so welcome. I love you. So today we are going to be talking about this, and I need your utmost concentration. I need your deliberation on this topic. This is a forum, a podcast channel where we have sharp followers, and when I group you into such kind of a category, I mean people who are responsive, people who are, who are very free to teach people from the comfy of wherever they are via their voice links, voice notes that they drop through any of the streaming, whatever episode that they listen to, Mom Ziba from. Okay, so today we are going to be deliberating on this, and I'm going to be waiting for your answers, for your share and your take on this topic. So here is the big topic question I'll be asking today, and we are going to be deliberating on it. I'm going to be talking on, from my own plight, what I feel about this topic. This topic is really, really vast, but we are going to discuss it in a brief kind of length, and we are going to be learning a lot from it. So as usual, I want you to pick a cozy spot so that we can talk about this, so that you can learn from this, so that when you're dropping your comments via the Q&A sessions, you will be giving more points so that other people could learn from you. It's a beautiful thing, right? When people learn from you. Yes, it is. Impactation is the legacy here. Now, the topic for the day is a question. And it goes like this. Is it possible to still be in love with your ex and still love your spouse? Now, I want you to read in between the lines. Hold on. Don't be fast and dropping an answer yet. Okay? Just listen to the question again. Is it very possible to be in love with your ex and still love your spouse that you're currently in a marriage with? A lot of persons could be, fascinated about this question, and some might have heard about it, some might have experienced it in different dimensions. This question might have come to your thoughts sometime. You could have heard it from your friends, and so on. So, I love surfing. I love reading. I love learning more. I was passing through a community online, and I was opportune to dabble on this. And it says, is it possible to still be in love with your ex and still love your spouse? It's like a two world in a place. For me, Mom Ziba says so. So it is, I'm going to be telling you that it is sure very, very possible to have feelings of love from multiple persons simultaneously, including an ex-partner. Okay, and you could see yourself loving your ex and still remain kind of true to your spouse. Okay, now I'm going to be telling you before the end of this, I'm going to be telling you how possible this can be. The signs to know when you're in love with your ex, because many persons can be in that shoes and they don't really know that they are still in love with their ex. And I'm also going to be telling you the hazards of loving your ex-partner and yet married. Okay, so we are going to be seeing this together. It's a lot of educative stuff today also. So I'm going to be taking it slowly. And I'm also going to be expecting you to learn very fast. Now, love in the word, in the context, love itself is very complicated and multifaceted now. And it can take a lot of formats in different relationships. However, it is very key to understand the complications, the implications, and potentials complication of having feelings for an ex while being committed to your spouse. Somebody could just wake up and tell me that, Mom Ziba, it's not possible to be loving two persons at the same time. And someone else could tell me that I love two persons. I don't know which to settle for. On both ends, there is a fact within it. There is a fact. There are possibilities. There are truth within it. Okay, so but let's see. And maintaining feelings for an ex right now, if you are in love with your ex, could potentially impact your current relationship. Is a fact. Now, it may sound kind of contradicting to what we started with earlier, but when you look at it, I'm going somewhere. I'm not totally contradicting. I'm telling you that love is multifaceted, to an extent, and it sure can happen, of course, because a lot of things build what we call love. A lot of things put together can build love. A lady can get married to somebody, she marries an older man because of money, and she used to love someone before who is maybe her age mate, and they share the thing right from maybe their youth time together, and she was forced into a marriage with an older man who has money. And I have heard such statements and situations before. There are a lot of things that build love. This is a class for people who it is really thick, so it really needs you to concentrate. Now, when she gets married to this man, and this man is lavishing her with gifts, lavishing her with his own kindness, lavishing her with all he feels that it is called love, maybe because the man loves the girl. Before you know what is happening, we are all humans with emotions. It gets to a time, the soft spots start to grow. Undeniably, she's not saying she never loved someone, or she's not loving an ex, she's not loving someone she used to be with before. But there is a soft spot which has grown because of some certain things placed together. The heart issues are very, very delicate, and as such must be treated delicately. Permit me, if such word exists, should be treated as such. The heart shouldn't be meant to be toyed with, because the heart is built on emotions more than logical calculations. Now, maintaining feelings for an ex, as I said, could potentially impact your current relationship depending on how you handle those emotions. Yes, it could. Very, very well. That's why sometimes when you are in this kind of a mess, I call it a mess because right there and there, you don't know what to do. Right there and there, you feel guilty. Right there and there, you feel a lot of things at the same time that are awful to you. Now, I would advise you visit a therapist, a professional counseling or therapy, okay, that could help you navigate these complex situations, emotion, okay, and a therapist especially who has experience, could be personal experience or experience from sessions and all those kind of a thing. Now, what are the signs? I'm going to be starting with, what are the signs for you to know that you are still in love with your ex? What are the likely signs to show? Because I said that a lot of us don't know we are still in love. We don't really know. But I'm going to be telling you some triggers for you to know. When you see the signs, you know that, maybe this could still be there. I could still have some feelings. And as such, have to be very, very careful with my ex. Because some men don't love letting go completely. Now, they are married to their wives and they are still friends with their ex. Some ladies also do same. It's wrong. It's very, very wrong. Especially with this I'm about to say right now, if you feel any of this you're transmitting or feeling any of this in you, you should know that you don't have to still remain in that shoes of being friends with your ex. I've seen a man who told me, I'm I told him that he should stop being friends and soft with his ex. He told me she was never an enemy. They just parted ways. So why should he stop talking to her or grow so strict or rigid with her? There's something that flexibility does. And I think flexibility shows your soft part of you, and your soft part of you spell out your vulnerabilities. And I believe your vulnerabilities ought to be safe with your spouse and not an outsider, because it kind of gives them a clue about your next step and who you are. Now, let's not go so deep. Here are the likely signs. Right? Number 1, emotional triggers. Now, certain places, certain activities remind you strongly of your ex. Certain songs can bring out or evoke intense emotions or nostalgia. Now, when there are some things, there are some places, there are some men, you see them, the place they went with their ex, the song they normally play with their ex, they keep on playing it, maybe sometimes in their home with their wives. The songs that they're involved with, maybe a song that lead to a romantic kind of an atmosphere between them and their wives and their ex. Okay, they tend to start to play the same song. Okay, when they're with their wives, or sometimes when their wives offend them, they just play the song. I don't know how many people have noticed that in their marriages or in their relationship, planning for marriage someday. This happens, I must tell you. If this is happening in you, I can tell you what is happening in your mind. You're fantasizing. You'll be led to remember everything that happened when you were with your ex. You will start to see her face or his face in the place of your spouse. Emotional triggers. Or sometimes you're driving by and the song just pop up and you're like, oh, darling, please don't change the channel. Just let it go. Just let it flow. Repeat it. And you are transferring that love that you feel with your ex with what connects you with a particular scenario that happened between you and your ex. And if you see yourself doing this, having such emotional triggers, or going to certain places, maybe the first day, the place where you met your ex the first time, the first place you had quality time together and shared intimacy together, you keep on finding yourself around such place, driving by that kind of place, staring deeply into that kind of a place, or taking your wife or your children to that place. You have not let go. You're still loving that person. You're still having strong soft spot for that person. Now another point is comparison. You frequently compare your partner, your current partner, with your ex. Maybe consciously, verbally, or consciously or non-verbal, okay? And you keep on finding yourself idealizing aspects of your past relationship. Now, this is not very, very healthy for the growth of your relationship or your marriage, because this kills a lot. Now, many people do this and they don't know. that they are still having something with the past. Now, some people might not want to say this in presence of their spouse because of the respect they have for their spouse, or they don't want their spouse to know that they still feel a soft thing for their ex. They might be doing it with their friends when they are with their friends, and they don't know. Oh, my ex used to have this kind of a cough, man. My ex used to, she's kind of, if she was here, the way she would make this place a gyrating kind of a place, that is a signal that you are still in love with your ex. An ex is something that is gone. I want you to know this. So if something that's supposed to you have passed years ago, months ago, before you met your current partner, you are still reminiscing about that person in a kind of fantasizing or in a kind of romantic kind of manner, or missing kind of a manner, or comparing your spouse like, I wish my ex, or maybe you're eating, my ex she loves beans so much. If she was here, these beans I prepared wouldn't have lasted an hour. She would have finished everything. But you are quite the opposite. What a life. You are still feeling something soft about that person. You still remember those good times vividly. You reminisce on them without caring how it's gonna feel to the other partner. There is something going on now in your mind. Now, if you constantly have frequent thoughts, you find yourself frequently thinking about your ex, reminiscing about past experiences, or imagining what life would be if you were still together. Now, I've had some deep kind of sessions with people, and some I could see. I heard a guy saying when he was with his wife observing intimacy, he enjoyed it, but on one day he mistakenly screamed out the name of his ex, and that was a problem. Why did that happen? It happened because that person his ex on his mind. I'll tell you, it's not far from even when he was with his spouse, all right, he was seeing his ex instead of his current spouse. Things like that happen. Some people get arousal by emphasizing, all right, their ex on their current partner. If this is happening to you, you need a counseling. You need a quick counseling at that. All right. Now, what else could happen for you to know that you are still in love with your ex? Or if you are a partner, you've been suspecting that your husband is behaving off, and you feel that it's still kind of you are having some superficial thoughts about him and his ex. These are signs for you to know. Or your wife is doing something like that. These are some signs, possible signs. Now, you fantasize and you dream. You have dreams or fantasies about rekindling your relationship with your ex, maybe someday. All right, and you imagine scenarios where you are still together. You can see you dreaming about your ex. You are dreaming in the night and you just started laughing. And maybe your husband asks you what's happening. You just kind of shy away from it. And within you dreamt about your ex, and you're having something together in the dream, or you're laughing. And this is constantly happening. Sometimes dreams are built according to people from our subconscious, and sometimes from things we do in our normal world, in what we've thought about during the day. All right, so our mindset picks all those things and put them together and create a picture from them, a canvas of them. So This also has signs that you can use to understand that I think there's still a soft spot within me, and I don't have to open the gate to embracing my ex. Even if maybe we meet somewhere or get together of old friends and all those kind of a thing, I just still have to protect my heart, because my heart is very, very delicate and I don't want issues for my heart. Now another point that you can know that you are still loving your ex all the time. You're seeking contact. Now, there are many ways you can seek contact. You can seek contact directly or indirectly. Now, there's this strong urge in you, to reach out to your ex. Sometimes some people can't control these feelings, and when they have a little problem with their spouses, they just flee to one corner or lock the door or take a stroll, and they are already searching through their phones and they are already calling their kind of ex, and they might not say a word, just want to hear the voice of their exes. Some are still friends with their ex. Even if their ex are married, they can just sneak out, call the ex and just tell her, I miss you, I wish you were here in my life. And some can go as far as, oh, my husband provoked me, my wife provoked me, all this kind of a thing. And I know if you were here, this wouldn't happen so. And all this kind of romantic kind of a scenario and stimulation talks, you can be seeking how to contact that person. Also, you are already contacting that person already, okay? And some people can also go to Facebook or go to any chatting forum. They know that person, their ex is, and start to look for their names just to see their picture and their image, to know how they're doing right now, what's happening, what's new about them, and all those kind of a thing. Some people can make it frequent because of no self-control. Now, this happens. All right. So I've given you some. If you want to really learn more, as usual, visit me at momziba.com and visit the blog page where you can see a lot that I'll be dropping there. A lot of signs to know you're still in love. You've not let go already. Now, back to the most important of this whole discussion today. Now, what are the hazards of loving your ex and yet you're married? Many people don't know the hazards of doing so. But I'm going to be telling you a few of them. And visit back the blog to learn more. Now, loving your ex-partner while being married can have a lot of hazard more than an advantage. Okay? That could serve or that can stand as a challenge in your current relationship. Now, number one is you start with having an emotional confusion. Now, having lingering feelings for an ex can lead to this type of a scenario: emotional confusion and turmoil innerly, or inner turmoil, kind of making it very, very complicated for you to fully invest and nurture your current marriage or relationship. Okay? It brings this kind of confusion in your mind. Alright? You're not settled to see a headway in your current relationship. Every relationship has a health status, and every relationship needs work. So when you are not putting in the proper effort into your marriage or your relationship, it could affect the health status of your relationship, which could make your relationship sick and to an extent destroyed. Now, the second one I'll be talking about is trust issues. Your spouse can start to feel so insecure, mistrustful, all right? If as little as it, they feel you are still having this soft spot for your ex in any way, this can erode trust and intimacy in your relationship, in your marriage, leading to conflict and a lot of things and strain. You don't want that for your relationship, do you? Now, another hazard that could happen is divided attention. That's what we call divided attention. Focusing on your feelings for your ex can distract you from attention and effort that you're supposed to be investing in your current relationship. This can result to neglecting your spouse's emotional needs, financial needs, and a lot of things. Bonding can start to have issues. You don't want that, and I don't want that for you. You start to have what we call guilt and regret. Feeling guilty about loving your ex while being married can cause significant emotional distress and regret. This internal conflict can impact your mental well-being and overall stabilities and happiness. Now, there are some men you will see who are married, who are involving in extramarital relationships. It could also be a woman, vice versa, okay? And you will see that there are differences. For a woman who is cheating or still keeping a relationship with someone outside the marriage, she's not always so healthy. She's always kind of thinking, hope anyone is going to catch me, all those kind of fidgeting, kind of wretched outlook, kind of unsettled outlook. Also for the men. But compared with someone who has nothing in his cupboard to hide, it's always plumpy, it's always satisfied, it's always filled with boldness and freedom, like what's happening, can leave his phone, she can leave her phone, so whatever wanna happen, let it happen. You can do whatever you want. You can ask me any question on my phone. I can answer you because I have nothing to hide without me squeezing my face because I know there's nothing to hide. Guilt and regret. Constant guilt and regret. I'm going to be giving you the last one. Another hazard is a jeopardized marriage. If your feelings for an ex become too intense or you act on them inappropriately, it could jeopardize the longevity of your marriage. Infidelity or emotional affairs, I talked about microflirting. I want you to go listen to it or go read it on my blog. You're going to learn a lot of it. The hazards of microflirting and what microflirting is all about in a whole package. Now, infidelity or emotional affairs can cause irreparable damage to the trust and intimacy in your relationship. It sure can. So you don't want to have an early divorce, you don't want to have a broken marriage, you don't want to have a marriage built over 5-10 years being destroyed by just a simple pleasure or just a simple feeling you have. Something you could throw away and build and grow in your new marriage. Within an hour it's destroyed, jeopardized. This is what this can do. It's crucial to address any lingering feelings for your ex with sensitivity and honesty. Now, I normally tell people that the highest deception is you deceiving yourself. You can deceive any other person for whatsoever gain you want to achieve. But you knowing that you are deceiving yourself is the highest wickedness you can ever do to yourself. Now, you have to approach any lingering feelings in you with sensitivity to both your spouse and yourself. Be open to his communication with your spouse. If you feel your ex is calling you, you met your ex, feel free. Oh, darling, I met my ex today. Wow. So what next? We just greeted a hi and that was all. She tried to hug me. Let there be transparency. Alright? When there is transparency, there is no need for any glitch to come in between. Anything to happen. Because you're transparent. If she calls you or he calls you, oh, dear, this is my ex calling. What for? Let's hear it. Put it on speaker. And you are talking to your ex. And when the discussion want to go off board, I'm married. And you drop it there. See you next time. And when it's continual, you block that person. It's simple as that. Now, with this, it can enhance trust between you and your spouse. Boundaries in seeking professional help when needed. Okay? And with this, it will help strengthen your relationship. I know you've learned a lot from this today with Mom Ziba. And I'll be waiting for your responses via the voice link. There are always voice link to any episode you listen to. Click on it. Be bold. Click on it and tell me anything you feel pertaining the episode that you should contribute. A lot of person will be very happy to learn from you. I bet you. All right. So thank you so much for joining me. If this is your first time, please click to become a follower. All right. Download. Keep on downloading. If in case you're not online, you can always listen to this. Thank you so much, everyone listening to me. I love you till next time. I remain Mom Ziba, your host. Have a nice day.